the phoenix bird. High up in the mountains, somewhere in China, there lived a brother and his sister. They lived in a little house without their father and mother. Their father and mother had died. And they had a very hard time. They worked hard, and every day they could earn enough money to buy one bowl of rice. So they only had maybe breakfast, but then no lunch or no dinner. Maybe they had lunch, but no breakfast, no dinner. And maybe they had dinner, but no breakfast and no lunch. Now one day, again, they had been working so hard, and then the rice was ready to eat. Their one bowl was standing on the table that very moment. Somebody knocked on the door, and when they opened the door, they saw an old woman, and she said, "I'm hungry. Can you give me something to eat?" The children didn't know what to do. They said, "Please, come, have a seat. We have a bowl of rice." And the old woman, she ate it all. And says, "Thank you." And she went out. That day, brother and sister, they didn't eat at all, and they went to bed hungry. But the next day, again, they worked hard, and they got enough money to buy one bowl of rice. And they put it on the table, and when they wanted to start to eat it, there was a knock on the door. And when they opened the door, there was the old woman. And she said, "I'm hungry. Do you have something for me to eat?" And again, the brother and sister were thinking what to do. They were hungry too, but she was old. And she said, "Please come and sit down." And so she sat down and she ate the bowl of rice. And for the second day, brother and sister went to bed hungry. And the third day, again, they worked hard. And they got enough money to buy one bowl of rice. And they put it on the table. And when they wanted to eat it, there was a knock on the door. And when they opened the door, there was the old woman. And she said, "I'm hungry. Do you have something to eat?" And brother and sister were shaking. But they said, "Mother, please come and sit down." And she ate the rice. And as she was eating the rice, the children were crying and crying. And the old woman said, "Why are you crying? What's wrong?" And they said, "Mother, for 3 days you have come to our home, and we have given you our rice. For 3 days we ourselves had nothing to eat. We have been very hungry." And when the old woman heard this, she says, "Why you didn't tell me earlier?" And out of her bag, she took a piece of silk. And she said, "Come, draw a phoenix bird on this silk, and you go to sleep, and you will see." And that evening, the little sister, she drew a beautiful phoenix on the piece of silk, and she put a piece of silk on the wall, and they went to sleep. And the next day, when they woke up, on the table, there was an egg, a golden And when the brother and sister saw the golden egg, they were so happy. They took the egg, they went to the market, they bought food, they bought nice clothes. They had good food to eat. And they went to bed, and they were very happy. And the next day, when they woke up again, on the table, again there was a golden egg. And the brother and sister, they took that golden egg and they went shopping. They bought more clothes. They bought more animals for their farm. They bought lots of food so they wouldn't be needy. And they shared the food with other people. And the people said, how come? You have money. He says, oh, every day we get a golden egg. We don't know where it comes from, but it's there. They said, you must go and find out. And that night, they pretended to go to sleep. But they were hiding behind the curtain. And in the middle of the night, when it was 12 o'clock, boom, 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 boom. The phoenix bird, out of the picture, flew down to the table and planted an egg on the table and shoo, went back to the picture. And so the children, they went to the neighbors and they said, oh, you know, there's a phoenix bird. And the phoenix bird comes from the picture and he flies out of the picture and he gives a golden egg. And they bought a farm and they bought more animals. And they bought cows and pigs and ducks and geese and sheep and goats. Now, they told their neighbors, and the neighbors told their neighbors, and the neighbors told their neighbors, and the neighbors of the neighbors of the neighbors, they told the king. And when the king came to know about the phoenix bird, he said, I want a phoenix bird too. So he called his soldiers, and his soldiers came, and they went left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left. Well, when the sister saw the soldiers, she quickly said, brother, go away, go away. But the brother, he couldn't run so quickly. And the soldiers took the brother and he said, you must come and draw a phoenix bird for the king. And so the soldiers took the brother to the king. And the king in the palace, he said, but where is the sister? Well, the sister, she had a big problem. She was thinking, what shall I do? I need my brother back. But if I go to the palace, they would lock me up. Still, she was brave, and she went to the king, and the king said, King, who are you? He said, I am the girl with the phoenix bird. And the king said, I want you to draw a piece of phoenix bird like this. And he gave a piece of cloth, beautiful silk. He said, draw the phoenix bird. And so she started to draw, but she didn't draw the eye. He says, first, bring my brother. And so the soldiers came, and the soldiers brought the brother. And then she finished the drawing. And the moment she finished the drawing, the phoenix bird flew out of the picture. And he said, come, sit on my back. And the brother and sister, they flew away, far, far away, far, far away, to a mountain where they got a little house and they started to live. And that mountain today is called Phoenix Mountain. The phoenix bird is a bird from mythology. He doesn't really exist. only in stories. But that doesn't take away the amazing intelligence and abilities of birds. Many birds have remarkable memories. Pigeons, when dropped off hundreds of kilometers away from their homes, they can find the shortest way back to where they live. Vultures have an extraordinary sense of smell. Miles and miles away from a deer or a carcass, they can smell. Ravens, gray parrots have been found to be able to plan and use tools, some abilities that even chimpanzees don't possess. We usually talk about being bird-brained, meaning to say very small brain means not very smart. But in this case, we have to say that even though the bird's brains may be small, they use them very well.